All right. Marvel set came out. A ton of commanders are in the game now. There's on the bright side, a lot of them are not Brawl friendly. So while there looks like there's an insane amount of them, there's a lot that would severely struggle to kind of do anything. But maybe this one's kind of cool. So start here. This is a strange one. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets Speedball, I've never heard of Speedball, like in comics or whatever. He gets +2/+2 in an end of turn, and then you can redirect the spell. So if your opponent Doomblades it, it gets +2/+2, and then you can move the Doomblade to a different target. This does effectively mean it has got hexproof, so don't expect your opponent to cast a spell on it for no reason. Unless it's the only creature in play, then it doesn't work. But it does swat away removal, which is kind of neat. If it's, again, the first and only creature in play, and your opponent lightning bolts it and doesn't play a creature, and then it's not great in that instance, I guess, but kind of neat. I thought it had flying. It doesn't, unfortunately. Looks like the character can basically fly, so I wish it did have flying. But yeah, so the curiosity effects, I'm not going to go over every new card that isn't a commander, because there's like 800,000 of them. But spell slingy prowess, there's certainly more creatures to play than I'm playing, and there's probably more ways to jam stuff like, whatchamacallit in here, treasure cruise and dig through time and whatnot. But for now, this is just what it looks like. Yeah, not much to say. Not much to say other than maybe need more creatures, and let's hope this can kill somebody with pseudo hexproof. This is the midweek Brawl thing. Ranked is back. I thought Ranked came back next week, but I guess it's this week. I'm in Diamond right now, and I don't want to get like stomped on by the same 4 decks, so I'm gonna play in the midweek thing, and maybe actually play people who are playing new commanders. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. This is Toph. This is the one people are excited with Armageddon. Ardent Scales. Alright. Not ideal. That is ideal. That is certainly ideal. Let's play that. And give it haste, right? Oh, that's a probably good idea. Look at that, we did the thing. We did it. We did the thing. Seismic Sense. This is a... yeah. Oh, tragic. Man, I was like 1 off on the curve. Kind of tragic. Alright, now we just need a fetch land. I'm not leaving it wash away for my opponent's commander. Earthbend 2. Sure. So I can target this. Oh boy. Redirect. Okay, we did it. I didn't mess it up. I didn't mess it up. Curiosity. I'm not going to redirect this to the Architect. Not going to redirect that. Let's swing. Draw. We're doing it. Oh, we're doing it. Alright, let's play that. Leave up counter spells. It would have been nice to cast this, but I'd rather leave up this. Belladar Spaghetti. Let's not let that be a thing. And then, oh! I mean, I have to. I have to. I have to. Draw. Cavern on human. Cavern on clown. Let's play literally nothing. Yep. That's my TED Talk. Come on, let me steal it. York! Okay, I stole it. Look at that. I did it. I stole a card that doesn't matter. Let's take Flow State. Play you. Flow State. I did it, though. I won the coin flip. I actually did it. I actually did it. Look at us go. Swing. Oh, now I can't swing on my commander because they have the thing in the way. Right? There's no... Yep, there's nothing fancy I can do. I suppose I'm okay with brainstorming. Guess I should have done it pre-combat. Let's do that and that. That. Yeah, alright. Miss a damage. Also, maybe I just didn't have to counter this. I got excited with my thing. Counter that. So I can Snapcaster Chain Lightning. No, because then my opponent can pay mana to redirect it. Guess I Snapcaster Counterspell. Looks kind of like what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just do that. All right. Yeah, I think I jumped the gun on the invert polarity here. Interesting. I didn't win the important one. I don't have anything in my hand that's exciting. They kill my commander. Do I care? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't care if they kill my commander. Okay, sweet. I can just recast it. Doesn't matter. And I will recast it, I think. Yep. Alright. You need like a board wipe or something? I will play this first. Lightning Bolt. Well, I can connive first, actually. Decline. Oh, sweet. Look at that. Do this here. And then connive the, connive the... this thing. Get rid of you. And then swing. Oh, I mean, I can just lightning bolt face. I'm sorry. That's also a thing I can do. That's also a thing I can do. This is more interesting. Who knows? They could have Revitalize in their hand. Well, only 2 blockers, so... Looks like there's something, because they didn't concede. So there's clearly something. Okay. That ain't it. Sweet. Yeah, I think the invert polarity was wrong on this. I don't think I care about this at all. That was probably a mistake, but fortunately it didn't cost me anything. I just was so desperate to win a coin flip, and I did. I finally won a coin flip. I didn't win it on anything that I could use, though, unfortunately. But still kind of neat, I guess. Do I have any way to put counters on stuff? I don't think so. Crossbones. I don't know what it does. Villains. Control enters a counter on this. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Alright. Take damage, and it gets larger per thing. Let's play you. Pass. Could have turn 1 pondered. I think. I don't want to be the first person to put a creature in play. At least I don't think I do. I'll take more lands. Whenever this becomes a target of a spell you control. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to ponder. I like all of that. I do be liking all of that. Their commander costs 4, not 3. Let's play, Man, I like all of these cards. I'm upset. I can stern dismissal my own card if they go to kill it. And that does draw a card. I can also just let this happen. I could just let them kill it. Especially if it doesn't work. How important is Ledger Shredder? Power 0. I think... Okay. We're this deep into it. Wait. What? Oh, it's opponent controls. Oh, we're throwing. I'm throwing. Operation Omega Throw. Literally throwing. Okay, my bad. That does make it easy to take it out, though, because I thought I could target my own commander with it. There is Unsummon. I can just play Unsummon instead. Not that big of a deal, I guess. Huh, that's funny. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. I lost a Ledger Shredder, too. Come back wrong. Okay, this probably makes a 1-1. Otherwise, that's a little weird. Okay, it doesn't make a 1-1. So, are we good to play our commander? Suppose so. It is exceedingly difficult to interact with. And I'll just leave up Wash Away. When it enters, it connives. Okay. Opponent. No! Opponent, no! Opponent! No! No! Oh, no. Opponent. Oh, it happened. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm so sorry, opponent, but also not really. Oh, no. Okay, I can just recast my commander. I'm not sweating that. Oh, man. Don't worry, opponent. I feel it. I feel it for you. Gotta read the card. Alright, I can play this instead, and then have a... No. We're here to do the one dumb thing. We're gonna cast it again. And leave up Wash Away. That makes me discard? Card? Each opponent discards 2 cards, unless they discard non-land. Alright, we can get rid of the dismissal now. Okay, it's an interesting one there. Let's play this. Swing, do this. Don't redirect it, because there's no reason to here. Play random thing. And pass. I can just let this resolve. And then just... Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I am a fan. Oh, opponent. Oh, no, I can't believe it happened. They tried to kill it. Oh, man, better than Hexproof. I'm going to play you first instead of Symmetry Sage. What the heck is this? Whenever another creature enters, gain 1 life. Alright. Let's play you. And I am kind of willing to trade, because my commander feels a bit better than that. Also, this gains life, and I'm trying to kill my opponent. Alright. Take it. Is what it is. They did not lead with Birds of Paradise, and I can only imagine why. Let's do this. Let's get... see, this is another problem. It's hard to cast my commander and also do anything else. Always draw Force of Will. No dice. They can't cast their commander. They do cast their commander anyway as well. I felt like you just... like, it was obvious you couldn't cast it there. Maybe it isn't obvious. Do I even play my commander? Yeah, I'm gonna play it. If you have a board wipe, I guess the game ends on the spot. It's not a board wipe. The game didn't end on the spot. Do this. Don't redirect it. That doesn't matter where that goes. Man, I love all the flashy zippity zlops that happen when you cast stuff. I'm not going to cast this spree right now. Draw. Okay, alright. Yep. Okay. Oh, Disdainful Stroke would be good this game. Probably. They didn't cast their commander. Childred. You connive? Oh, I forgot to redirect the... oh, shoot. I made a mistake. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But I could have killed the 3-2. It's going to die anyways, but still, it was a mistake. Okay, so let's play this, and then... swing? I don't have lethal. But dare I say it's close. Unless I do have lethal. Can I... no. Oh! Ah! Okay. So close. Oh, Shieldred, you're so dumb. Your graveyard to your hand? Okay. We're just recasting that? Does that matter? I feel like it doesn't matter. Alright, time to not make a mistake and try to win here. So, Mystical Tutor for Lightning Bolt is lethal? Right? Mystical Tutor for Lightning Bolt? Monstrous Rage? Surely that has to be lethal. So I lightning bolt this. This swings as a 4. This can't get through. This is dead. They take 4, 5, 6, 7. Monstrous Rage? How was that more damage than lightning bolt? I think you're right, actually. So target this. Yes. Oh, get destroyed. Oh my goodness, what a game. What a game. I think they legitimately go to 1. Both of these are dead. My commander dies. I draw a card. And then they can maybe just stabilize at 1 life. Math is for blockers. I don't think they're dead. Alright. Alright. We're in there. I don't know if I'm... What the heck is this? Command Beacon. Okay. I don't think I'm playing a card this turn, which is sad, but it's a good idea to not lose to Tifa if it resolves, so... They didn't have Cavern. Bristly Bill, alright. They have the other commander, because of course they do. Okay, I don't care about that. That makes my life slightly easier. Slightly easier. Let's... We're just gonna cast it. I don't care. We're just gonna cast it. We came here to cast a stupid card. I'm gonna cast a stupid card. My opponent has 15 protection spells. Congratulations, you're good at the game. I needed to draw an island there to beat a stupid protection spell. I cannot force of negation. I need a second. I needed a blue source. Actually, did I need more than 1 blue source? No, just 1. Suppose I could have just done it anyways, and maybe it's good enough. Remand. I needed an island, man. Needed an island. Alright, alright. Well, there's nothing to do. Except suffer from 10 years of priority on... whatever that arbitrary spell is. Needed an island. Kind of a silly way to lose a game, but well, that's magic for you. Lost because I drew a wrong basic land type. Like just outright full stop lost in a single color on a single land. Well, I can at least interact with spells that might make it more of a problem. That is a somewhat significant spell to interact with. Especially if they cast it again. They cannot cast it again. I do have an answer to it, and it would be devastating if they cast it again. They're gonna cast it again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. Double Stone Rain. Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, well, sometimes that happens. You know? The RNG taketh away, and RNG giveth. That was backwards. It was an emotional roller coaster. If I had an island, I could force of negation and unable to scream, and things get a lot harder for my opponent, but double Stone Rain feels pretty bad. Also, they can't do anything, and then I cast this. Alright, it went from I'm screwed to I immediately won. Wow. Once during your turns, you can get an aura from your graveyard. That's absolutely bananas, but I like it. Yeah, Marvel came out today. Well, we got our opponent shaking in their boots. Turn 1. Opponent, that's not the best card you can play turn 1. What did you do? Suppose I'm just leaving up Seek New Knowledge? Huh? Well, I know what my opponent's turn 2 play is going to be, at least. A green deck playing Wayfarer's Bauble. That's a first. A green deck playing Wayfarer's Bauble and not using Wayfarer's Bauble. Also a first. Sure, I'll force spike that. It's only getting worse. That's interesting. Would I play that though? Yeah. Could play that. It's kind of the name of the game here. I don't know how on earth, if this was the idea, you don't just crack the Wayfarer's Bauble. I don't quite understand that. Monastery Swift Spear. Alright, well, I lose to that resolving. Not ideal. Hey, I drew it. Look at that. I actually drew the thing. And then I can play my commander. Yeah. I'm probably just always going to play my commander. Because that's like the highlight of the, the whole shebang here. Non-creature. You cast your second non-creature. Okay. There's no 1-mana aura in the graveyard. I guess I move that to Monastery Swift Spear. I think the Architect has slightly more value, so I'll do that. Let's play you. Unfortunately, I can't trigger this twice here. But I can next turn, so I'll leave that on the table. My opponent is reading my commander. Apparently this surprised them. Which, I mean, it's just the same as having hexproof, right? It's like the same thing. Okay, let's do this. I'll take DRC. I'll play Witness Protection here. Do the thing. Play the Mox. Play DRC. Oh, I could have surveilled there. Sweet. My opponent can just block this, right? They just take 6 less. It's not like I dealt with this permanently. I am 100% going to swing. Hearthstone's Yogg. Sure, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Swing first? I lose a lot of damage not doing that. I'm willing to have my opponent's commander die. I'm willing to have it. You can still put auras on a 1/1. Like, I haven't actually solved the problem. So I don't think it really matters. I would rather just push damage. That feels more important to me. If that makes sense. Okay, let's do this. Also, I didn't even read what my opponent's playing. What on God's green earth is this? Grackmaw? What? What? Okay. Yep. I'm seeing some pretty cool stuff. Cursed Wombat. Uh-huh. Permanency control. I have whenever more counters on this permanent. Okay, let's do stuff. Get rid of, I think a land here? No. Holy lands, let's do the thing. Arid Mesa can't hit an island. Do I play my commander? I guess, right? Yeah, this can't ever in any conceivable way find the... Oh, we can because if it hits a mountain. Haha. Right, yes, that's how it works. All right. I know how my cards work, I promise. That is an unfortunate draw. All right, well, like I said, we came here to do one thing. I'm going to cast it. I do have Force of Will, at least. Permanency control have one other one. I don't know, I'm stuck reading that for some reason. They should swing with it, because there's a lot of scenarios where it cannot block, so you probably should swing with it. The opponent doesn't. Target creature gets that. Alright, we're in there. Let's do nothing, right? Yep, I gotta know when to use my resources. My opponent didn't do anything. This is fine, but the other two are not. I think I'm gonna shuffle this. Okay, let's play... Good idea to play an untapped land, unfortunately. But such is life. Or a Boroid. Well, that's exactly why I played an untapped land. Don't want to see that in my face. Alright, now they do it. Yep, see, like I said, they probably should have done that last time. Let's do this. Doesn't matter where I direct it. That's interesting. Interesting. Guess I'm casting it. Right? Nope. That is also interesting. It kind of just replaces itself. Kind of. Not really. I'd have to like wait a turn on this. Yeah, I'm not sure. When this adapts, nothing happens. It just has stats. You have to adapt it to sorcery speed. No, you don't. What the heck is... Wow. Alright, so let's play you. Do we assume... Why do I care? I don't think I care. We're not here to care about stuff. We're not here to care about stuff. Do I cast this? I can always cast it next turn and it doesn't draw cards this turn anyways. Yeah. It's not lethal. It's not lethal. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not lethal. Okay. Or... Okay. Yep. 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 Oh no, a haste threat that I can't play inside of combat. Well, my opponent's commander's cool. Just, I had it kind of taken care of there. I guess if they had some kind of board wipe, I was totally out of the game, though. What did I lose to Force of Will? Aqueous form, which I suppose didn't matter that much. This only drew one. I drew a second card, but the second one didn't matter. Not an ideal matchup, but you know what? They all can't be ideal matchups. What was I doing turn one? Oh, this thing, right, yeah. Yeah, literally nothing bad ever happens when you take lands out of your deck. And if anyone says otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. I can recast this with the Dread Horde that gets haste from it, which is kind of funny. Okay. Sure. Why not? That's cute. Look at that. See? Look at that. We're already having a better time of things. Also, Pyrokinesis looking kind of nice here, I think. Another game, though, like, casting my commander on turn 3 feels like I'm setting myself up for getting annihilated by bad things. I am moderately incentivized to force a removal spell pre-combat. I think there's 100% a removal spell. I might as well force it out. I don't know how there isn't a removal spell. Okay, they should have waited until combat, because now I can still do stuff pre-combat, which probably doesn't matter, but something to think about. I think I shuffle this. This is all moderately questionable. Yeah, I think I'm going to shuffle that. Let's play land and play, shoot. We can play the one that conjures something. No, we can play this one, and then that way I can, yeah, we'll just give it haste. I'm not terribly enthralled with giving it prowess. I don't think that matters. I'll just take the damage. That way it did something. Because if it dies, then, you know, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I should wait for my commander to be played when my opponent does something. That is true. Let's play you. Let's just immediately cast this. Draw a card, draw a card. Play a Heartfire hero? Yeah, that's okay. If I lose that into some kind of board wipe, I think that's fine. Alright, Prowess would have done 1 less damage so far had I chose Prowess. Because it swung the turn I could cast it. They can cast their commander, which is a 4/4. And that does kind of stop me from doing things. Or they can do nothing. Okay. I did give my opponent information, but there's nothing I can do about that. But they went to their second main phase. I don't really want to cast Enduring Curiosity inside of combat. I think it's better positioned at my opponent's end step, because I don't want my opponent to have to, or be able to, do something about this. The Braid. Nope, I'm gonna be extremely conservative and do nothing. I really enjoy the idea of playing on my opponent's end step. I think that is very impactful right now. It's a cool Braid. Man. I want that. Yeah, they do cast it. I'm gonna cast, I mean, this has to be better. And then we discard this thing? Draw. Do we think our opponent's going to make some unideal trade? What if I ignore their commander? I didn't actually think about this as a concept here. I didn't even think about this as an option. But I just ignored their commander. There is nothing to be done about that. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. Kind of regret casting my commander now, though. A little bit annoying. Just a little bit annoying. Hopefully it's not incredibly annoying. But I do regret casting this now. Could have just swung with the Curiosity, which also feels weird, maybe. Okay, let's just go into combat. No, not gonna do anything. What do you got? I think they have to make a move here. Wow, they don't make a move, they just take 6? I'm debating if this matters. No, it doesn't, because they lose 2 life when it resolves. And it still exists. Okay, we can play this. It does just instantly resolve. And I'll pass. Not gonna do anything else. I think I've played this pretty well so far, I think. Rankle? You can't swing with that. You have 1 mana, I just win? What do you do about this? Nothing? GG easy? Yep. Oof, beautiful. I feel like I played that pretty well. Alright, awesome. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. The only thing I did maybe kind of wrong was not auto-yield, and I made the something that was a free spell that my opponent has on their radar a known thing. I could have done better at hiding pyrokinesis. My opponent is not going to think it's pyrokinesis. They're probably going to think it's force of will, or subtlety. They're probably going to think it's subtlety. But, well, if that was the case, they might not have cast this. Well, they just don't have a solution, right? I just dealt with everything. All right, sweet game. Nice. Oh, what a turn 1 draw. What a turn 1 draw. I mean, maybe Ragavan would still be better, but still. I have the fetch land too. Oh, the dream. The dream is here. We're living it. What is this? Is this the 6? Yeah, it is. The 6 mana mill reanimate land? Or I guess it's 7 mana because it has to tap itself. You could do it at instant speed though. And it's uncounterable. I've only seen that used a single time, and it was recently. I've seen it played a bunch, but only activated once. Perfect turn 1 win? Good to know. Good to know. Do I play Ledger Shredder? I don't actually know what I play. Oh no! No! I had to bite the bullet. Okay, my bad. If it didn't hit a red source, I couldn't have grabbed it. Alright. Throwing. Wash away, be damned. Okay. Alright, I threw. Maybe we unthrow because we have these. Oh, I can pick it up with days. That's hilarious. I can pick up the land with days. Come on, Black Source Damnation. 1 time. Come on. Oh. Own it. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Alright, I nerfed myself. That's all we did. All we did this game was nerf ourselves. That's why I got the island. Whoops. Now, this was played like crazy way before Days came out. But Days is another card that makes it nice. Wait till we get Underground Sea, and then you don't take 2 from your watery graves all day in your timeless Psychic Frog decks with hydroponics. Alright, we got our Days, and we'll take our Days. We got our Days. We did it. Opponent should swing, probably. Okay, alright, we did it. We did it. I should go to combat for. I really don't want to go to. You know what? I am convinced this hit a mountain. Come on, you hit a mountain. All right, that's what I thought. Good lad. Good lad. Let's play red cards now. Let's go ahead and play a red card, shall we? And then do this on that. Don't care if my opponent swings back with their whatever you call it. I don't care about Royal Scions taking 2. It will kill my opponent before it would ever get to 8. I think they have to block. No, they don't. They don't have to block. Death by 1,000 cuts. Come on, opponent. Come on. Just take it. Take the medicine. And then probably get hit by force and negation anyways. When this attacks... Okay. Alright, I think we won. If I had to guess. Tragic. I like this commander too. Guess my opponent doesn't. I mean, it's like the same thing as the 4-mana Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, except you have to hardcast the card, and you're stuck to only one creature type. You have to cast the creature, and you also have to be zombies. Oh, I guess it mills. Superior Spider-Man doesn't mill, but that's hardly an issue for Superior Spider-Man, so... You could probably play the same deck and take this out of the command zone, and then just, like, skip the having to hardcast the zombie, and probably be happier. Kind of depressing. Still a cool commander, I guess. So long as there's no graveyard hate everywhere, it's a thing you can do. But yeah, it's not like, it's just not Superior Spider-Man. Maybe that's not too surprising. Maybe that's not too surprising. That land is surprising. Let's play Fairy Mastermind on my opponent's turn. Scry 2, then counters, then... Who cares? Not the rest of it. Look at us go. Look at us go. Put 2 counters on a target creature you control. Okay. What do we scry on top? Random equipment. Whenever a creature attacks, create 2 blah 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 blah. Alright, so let's do human or mouse? No, we should just do human. And then I suppose this. No, I should do this. Get rid of you. Okay, I did stuff. You can't tell me I didn't. We all saw it. I did stuff. Weird. Joda that didn't do anything? Okay, well, you got it. That's very strange. Leave up Force of Will. I don't think there's anything you could ever conceivably do to come out of this. I only had 1 red source. Okay. Yep. Sure. Huh. Some rather random pile of stuff there, I feel. I don't quite understand this card in Joda. One of each, including true colorless. You have to have true colorless. Okay, well they can find wastes with that. Let's play the standard Nightmare. It is a 5-color deck, so maybe it doesn't even have like anything that cares about this that much. It's just 5-color good stuff. They did not grab wastes. I would say that is notable. Opponent swung. Why did they swing? Right, because it's the one that doesn't do anything. Alright. Let's play I think I'm just passing. If they go white source, I would like to make disappear before I can't do that. When this enters draw a card, then you may put a land from your hand to the battlefield tapped. Yeah, we'll remand that. So that's an innocent way of doing that. They should not swing. I don't think they should have swung last turn either. Okay, well, opponent disagrees. Let's play you. You. I don't like countering this 4-mana card, but I kind of like have nothing else to counter. So, be it. And looking pretty not great. Alright, let's do this on, doesn't matter which one. The problem is this has Death Touch and Lifelink, so not an ideal scenario. Do I play the Sprite Dragon? I don't think I do. I think I play the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Because it can swing into this and still potentially do something. Sprite Dragon flies over it no matter what I choose to do, so. Okay, let's see if there actually is wastes. There should be, at least one. All you need is one. They have nothing but basics in play, so I assume it's 100%. Okay, there's no basic. There's just there's probably a colorless source of a different caliber in the deck there. Can I reasonably do stuff here? I can Ancestral. It just +1 prowess. I can't swing into this and have whatever swings into it live. Okay, we have problems here. We have problems. I'm going to surveil. I don't value playing this. Seek new knowledge. That's got text on it. Stonewalled by a 4/4. Super tragic. But that's the price I pay. What the heck is this? Whenever this attacks alone, it's indestructible. What you draw and lose a life, then if you have no cards in your library, you win the game. Okay. I like all of that. That's pretty cool. Opponent's deck is pretty cool so far. Ah, this takes me back. Let's get rid of Ragavan? Ragavan's not doing anything, right? The land is more valuable. Ragavan's never swinging this game. Yeah. Worth recognizing. Let's go to combat. Swing with this to cash in the Sapphire Collector. Right? Just cast Ancestral Anger. Life is pain no matter what I do. Okay, you're dying no matter what. Like that. Cast this on Prowess has to go here. This does mean Arcanist dies, but at least I have stuff that might matter. You should double block with Thanos. Okay, they don't do that. They should have done that, though. I don't think they had to trade Thanos there. And then I just pass, right? Yep. This is a prowess trigger. Good matter. I have no solution to this showing up again. I'm going to let this resolve. I don't think fighting over that is doing anything. What does this do? Whenever you attack this turn, create 2 short. They can start swinging with a 4/4. Opponent does not swing with a 4/4. Could have swung with that. I don't know why they didn't. I feel like swinging with it is just better here. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to hold the fetch land. No, we're in desperation territory. We got to find some. Gotta just take that steam vents. Get out of there. Okay, that's not something. I have to do this now. Grab, well, that. And then play my commander? How am I winning this? Because it currently doesn't look like I am. Alright. I'll leave up for Spike. I can now leave up Sprite Dragon as a blocker. My opponent has 8 in lifelink in play. Attacking is weird. Okay, that's the new one. I don't even know what this one does. Okay. Sure? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they didn't have to activate that. I have free blocks on those. Didn't have to activate that. Okay. Alright, well, this is a pretty nutty game. Let's max this out. This will matter. I will now swing with this. And I think I'm just passing. Alright, we have a game here. Assuming something. Harness the Mind Stone, which does what? Yep, you got it. Thor. Well, I don't think I like that. The double lightning bolt? I think that's just the power-up ability. But I don't know. Do I block this? Probably, right? Feels kind of bad, but I probably should block that. I'm not gonna... Well, I wouldn't Tail's End if I could. That card draw trigger. So they can untap Dr. Doom. I think that's the right idea. Okay, they just do that. Does that have an ETB? No, it doesn't. Could have untapped the Dr. Doom, I feel. This is... There's no sorcery. I'm also not super likely to ever actually get a sorcery. But... should lead with this. I can maybe one-shot them with Sprite Dragon over the course of turns. No sorcery. I'm going to get rid of Subtlety. This is... Wait a minute. Hold on. Now they got 4 in lifelink. They got 4 in lifelink. Alright. Wait a minute. Hold on. Again. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's not screw this up. Swing 8. Next turn. Oh no, this turn. Swing 8. It's 5. Swing with this. They block that. They block that. 10 triples at that. They go to 12, 4, 6, 5, 6, 8, 9, plus 15. Not enough. Okay, we'll make it enough next turn. And we should just pass? Yeah, this is not lethal. Why do we think this is lethal? It's not even close to lethal. It's like 50% away from lethal. How did I miss lethal? Lethal on the flyer. What am I missing? Lightning bolt for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh! Alright. It's chat's fault, because they didn't say it in time. I refuse to take the blame for that. When this enters 4 damage to a creature, double all damage equipped creature would deal. Discard a card, 2 damage to each creature. I, with a moderate degree of confidence, say I have to Tails in that. Well, you can't say missed lethal. You have to explain the missed lethal. Put 3 counters on this creature. I have trample. I have trample. I have trample. I will not lightning bolt that. Okay, this is not when you should draw. Also, you probably wanted to swing with that 4/4. I think. They still have life to gain if they swing. Oh, but if they swing, then I just block it with way too much, I think. You didn't say enough. I needed more details. Lethal on the flyer is not. I need details. All right, we did it. Yeah, you can do it again. If they got a waste, I think they just win because they could do it twice. I'm also losing my voice. All right. So there's, come to find out, surprise to me at least, maybe not to others, there are like 200 cards you can choose to play in your blue-red tempo prowess type of deck. And I don't really know definitively what the best pile is. With that being said, I'm not sure if this does play any inherently unique cards that another blue-red prowess commander like the Shark dude or Balmor, even Balmor actually. There's another one too. Yeah, this Shark, Balmor, and not Vivi, not Royal Scions. What am I thinking of? Oh, this dude. Yeah, this dude. This is probably just the go-to one. I think that's probably still true. I don't think Speedball is outclassing whatever this is doing. But to be fair, they do actually play different cards. They do play different cards, to be fair. So if we're going to stick to this style of thing, not a ton of options. That blue-red prowess beatdown style thing, and there's not a ton of options. But I mean, again, you do have Balmor, which gives stats to everything and gives trample to everything. But this does actually have hexproof. Sometimes, if your opponent, if there's nothing else in play, it doesn't. But I actually redirected like 2 removal spells that my opponents weren't paying attention to, and I got people good with that. Which, you know, that's gonna go away real fast if people are gonna realize that's the case. But this might almost be the thing to play as your blue-red like prowess commander. It's pretty close. Cryptoparent Pearl? What kind of name is that? Just making up cards again? Is that what we're doing? What? Okay, no, we're not. That no. anyways, this is kind of cool. It did not seem like giving this evasion with unblockable auras, flying auras, is ever that ideal. And it's kind of annoying to cast this on turn 3 because you tap out, and if you don't have a free counter spell or something, it feels pretty bad. There's not much you can do to stop that. There's like in ranked, this was not ranked, but you can play this in ranked because now it is here as of today forever. You can do Ancient Tomb on turn 1 and then play this turn 2. You can play Chrome Mox, all that jazz. It does not feel like a Mox Amber deck where I play Amber and then have a 1-mana spell that actually matters in that turn window, just like Vivi wants Mox Amber every single game so it doesn't just die. I don't think that's really the case here. You can play Mox Amber. You know, there's other legendaries in this deck. It's actually, I don't know how many there are. Can you can look, right? You can just do the thing. Yeah, okay, there's some. Actually, not a single time did I play Ragavan. So, yeah, cool commander. You don't, at least the way I ended up having it built by the end, I didn't need it in play to win. I had access to victory with other threats, which was extremely nice. I wasn't sure if that was ever going to be the case, but it certainly ended up being the case. There's probably anywhere from 1 to 5 really good spells, maybe even a little bit more than that. I don't know. I looked at a lot of spells. But there's probably a handful that are really good with this, and I'm just not thinking of them. I don't know what those are, but I'm sure they're in the pile of things. This was an interesting craft. I did like this. I never got to activate it that much, but that makes sense. Also, what did I do? Yeah, I took out a bunch of lands. I was playing with 33 lands, but the curve is under 2. So I think that's fine. You could probably go to 30 lands. Probably. I don't know. But I liked everything this deck was doing. It did have a few games where I found myself actually having to think. I don't know the last time I had to do that, but yeah. You have to like think about some of your lines, and it's not always obvious, especially when you're trying to calculate lethal. There was, I think, 2 times I failed to kill my opponent after calculating lethal. However, both times I did not get punished for that, but always something to pay attention to. I do like the Royal Scions. Again, there's 200 cards you can choose from, maybe even more than that. There's a lot of options here. Free spells are just so good, especially in 1v1 formats where you're not like 2-for-1ing yourself to go down and stomp one opponent, and then you have like 2 others that are just weren't interacted with. But here, it feels pretty good. There's also a lot of must-answer issues, and it's hard to just tap out all the time to try to find a way to kill your opponent and also leave up permission so you don't lose to those must-answer issues. There's never really a world where you... these are all 2-for-1s, let's say. No, not you. This is 2-for-1, 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 2-for-1. This isn't really a 2-for-1, actually. It's like negative tempo, I guess. But like, there's never really a world where you have too many. You're never upset if these overlap. You can 2-for-1 yourself in one game and still win, right? That's not a big deal. They're just all good. I've never actually cast Pyrokinesis yet. Came close though. But you are rewarded for playing good, right? I think there's maybe a slightly higher, I wouldn't call it like a skill ceiling, but there's just knowing when to cast your stuff and knowing when to not cast your stuff is extremely important in a deck like this. And there were a few games where I was rewarded rather heavily for playing the right spells at the right time. And that includes your combat tricks. Just because you can cast them doesn't mean you should. right? Especially if you have a counterspell. Pushing an extra 7 damage that you could push later at a more opportune time is fine, especially if you think you can get your opponent to block in combat and then kill your opponent's creatures, and you might have done less damage, but you're buying yourself more time by just, removing whatever they're doing inside of combat. So that is nice. And yeah, this having hexproof is cool. Like, another thing about that is if they target it even though they know it's got that ability, well, no, actually, no, there's no way that would ever make sense. Yeah, it just has hexproof. That's it. I'm trying to think of a line of logic where your opponent, like, you're redirecting removal spells to whatever you want, but no, that's not how that works. Your opponent would just cast a removal spell on the second best thing. So that's actually just not true. There are times where this is just absolutely not the best threat in play for you, and that's maybe more often than not. Not quite sure. These are questionable. I'm not 100% on these. I do like them. Playing them on turn 2 and then playing this and then, starting to make 1/1s, but like they don't have prowess, and this is not the same as Monastery Swiftspear. And a bunch of 1/1s are kind of cool. You do have Enduring Curiosity and what is it? Balmor. There's a few other cards that also would buff the 1/1s, I suppose. But if the only thing they do is buff these 1/1s, I would say probably don't play those. But yeah, the unsummon effects didn't feel great, so I did take those out. I'm sure you can play them, but this isn't quite the same as Katara. I don't think you have to play unsummons, even though you get 2+2/+2 every time you cast one on your commander, and it like swings as a 4/4. It's like a rather funny version of prowess, super prowess. And then like you unsummon something of your opponents, and yay tempo. It's antithetical to trying to get your opponent to have unfavorable combat, where you have a combat trick and mess them up pretty bad. But yeah, cool commander, cool strategy. It's way more successful, at least in the midweek thing, than I kind of would have thought. I don't know about ranked. I'm avoiding ranked until, I play at least a handful of the new commanders, because you're just going to get crushed in ranked, especially that I'm stuck in diamond. I can't go low. I can't go lower. And I would say I wasn't just totally exploiting Force of Will effects. I think my commander actually did matter itself. There's more than just like the blue-red deck. Force of Will, haha. It didn't matter what I did. Force of Will. I think this and the other threats in here were not just totally outshined by degenerate $50 mythic rares that are legal for some reason. Yeah, cool. I like this deck. It's neat. Is it better than in Katara and the like? I don't know. If you're playing against the same thing all the time in ranked, you can accommodate that by fine-tuning this and playing more of those cheap burn spells that would mess up Eureka's and Kataras a lot, and they can't really do anything if you just keep killing all their creatures. So that's kind of nice, right? This has play, and then again, it itself sort of has hexproof if you have another threat in play. So I like what this is doing. I really do. It's pretty cool. I got away with some pretty interesting lines here. It's not my kind of deck normally, but I had a good time with it. So can recommend. Can't believe I'm saying that, especially as the first commander I played, but I can recommend this as a commander. And it doesn't have to look exactly like this, but I liked where I ended up with the 99 at least. So, but the land count was the most notable change, I think. Wow, there's actually a lot more red by the end of it than there maybe was last time. I could maybe change this a bit, the basics like that or something. Oh wait, did it backwards like that. Maybe, I don't know. Kind of okay with 1 red source. Still comfortable with 2 blue, 1 red on average every game. But that's still more than double the blues. I don't know. Alright, let me know what you thought about it. If you have commanders in the new set that you want to see me play next, let me know. The sky's the limit. Well, no, that's not true. This is the limit. My wild card collection is the limit. So, welcome to any donations. Free to play account. All right. That's that. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Get out of here.